Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Michigan Association for College Admissions Counseling Virtual College Fair. We thank you for joining us this evening. Just a few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are turned off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening this evening, so please be sure to sign up for more after. This presentation is also being recorded and will be available within about a week at strivescan.com/Michigan. I'd now like to turn it over to our first presenter of the evening, the University of Iowa.
All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Marcus Phillips, Associate Director, Undergraduate Admissions at the University of Iowa. There are some awesome schools that will be presenting this evening. Thank you for allowing me the privilege speaking with you all this evening. The University of Iowa is located in Iowa City, which is in the southeastern portion of the state, about 3 hours east of the Chicagoland metro area, and about 4 hours south of the Minneapolis-St. Paul area, and about 4 hours north of St. Louis. We are a small college town, about 120,000 people in the metro area, consistently ranked as one of the top college towns. But what's unique about Iowa City is we are one of only 2 cities of literature. Seattle, Washington is the other city in the US. So there's a lot of education and a lot of promotion when it comes to literature, the arts, and different cultures. So it's a pretty progressive, creative college town. This is an aerial view of our campus. Right in the middle of the map is our old Capitol building, and it's surrounded by the 4 buildings, which makes up our Pentacrest area, which is the main hub of our campus. Right above the Iowa River, which snakes through our campus, in the upper left-hand corner is our massive University of Iowa Teaching Hospital. The reason why I wanted to point that out is students early on had the opportunity to not only volunteer, but work part-time, conduct research, or just do informational interviews with those health sciences professionals. So it's right on our campus and right at our students' fingertips. So students who have interest in the health sciences, it's great to have this type of institution right on the campus. A great benefit of our students is Iowa City downtown is right across the street from our campus. And so our students have the opportunity to enjoy downtown over 100 restaurants as well. And so students don't have to jump on a bus or in a car to enjoy the festivities of downtown Iowa City. Just to kind of give you an idea of our student profile, we have a little bit over 31,000 total students, about 24,500 undergraduate students from all 50 states, over 90 plus countries. And you can see about 4,500 students matriculate in their first year. Majority of our students are from the state of Iowa. However, we have a good chunk of our students that are from out of state and international. About 21% are minority students, and about 23% are first generation students as well. We are a large institution, so a benefit is that we offer over 200 areas of study to choose from. Quite frankly, about 20% of our students come in as undecided, which is our largest population, which is totally fine. We are the state's liberal arts institution, so it does allow for a lot of flexibility within the curriculum. So if you need to think about what you want to study, you have 2 years to do so. Or if you choose a major and decide to switch up, there's no problem in doing that. It's a little bit more difficult to do that for engineering and business, but for our College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, we're pretty flexible on that side. In terms of faculty, student ratio is 15-1, so students can get to know their professor on a first name basis if they choose to do so. Our average class size is 30 students, and only 10% of our students that are considered large lecture classes, and over 80% of our students have 30 or less, or over 80% of our class are 30 or less students. One benefit about that is the fact that our students, even at a large institution, you have the range of 5,000 classes, but you also have the ability to interact with professors and get involved outside of the classroom. And one way is through student organizations, another way is through arts performances, another way is through intramurals. We have over 500 student organizations on campus. We put on 400 plus performances a year. So if you've been involved with performing arts in high school and you want to continue that involvement without committing as a major, you can do so. We have over 60 club and intramural sports on our campus as well. And we're a Big Ten institution, so there's a lot of energy here in Iowa City. As you can see on the screen, we now have 22 Division I teams. And so there's a lot of electric energy when it comes to not only our campus, our pride in our university, but pride in athletics. There's no professional sports teams in the state of Iowa, so Iowa is considered one of those professional sports teams. So hopefully you get a chance to visit campus and check out the festivities on our campus. And to apply to University of Iowa is pretty simple. We have a straightforward admission formula. And so we factor in your GPA, your test scores, and your core courses. We plug it into a formula and it generates an admission score. As you can see on the lower right-hand corner, that score is a 255 that is needed for admission. There are some requirements in terms of core courses that need to be completed by the time you graduate from high school. And I'll provide that link in the chat once my presentation is complete. We do accept the Common App as well as the Coalition application. We also have an institutional application. So those will be available August 1st of this year. We are rolling admission, meaning that once you receive your application and your materials, it will take about 2 to 3 weeks before a decision is rendered. This year, we will have an early action deadline, which will be November 1st. We also will be test optional. So if you choose not to submit a test score, that is quite all right. We will just focus a little bit more on your GPA as well as your core courses, and an essay will be required for admission. That's pretty much my presentation. And so if you do have any questions, feel free to connect with us. Definitely check us out on social media, and I will provide my contact information in the chat. Thank you for being here.
Thanks, Marcus. Next up, we are going to hear from the University of Minnesota Twin Cities. Oh, Ashley, you're muted.
Apologies, thank you. My name is Ashley Harville, and I'm the Associate Director for the University of Minnesota Twin Cities for National Recruitment, and I'm excited to be here with all of y'all today. So to begin, first off, I wanted to share that I myself am also an alumna of the institution, and I have been engaged with the university for all of my adult life. So I'm definitely a great resource for you, not only from the perspective of admissions and access to the institution, but also from perspective of just what it's like coming to the University of Minnesota. I'm not a Minnesota native, so I definitely can talk to you about what that experience is like coming from out of state as well. But before I jump in, I do want to take a moment just to fully acknowledge something that has happened within our community over the course of the past year. We have lost 2 important community members, Dante Wright and George Floyd, at the hands of police. This is something that we are heavily invested in as an institution because this is our immediate community. And so this has given us the opportunity to really take a pause and audit our own measures of safety by bringing in outside resources to look at our infrastructure and safety, as well as a variety of support services we do offer, how we can improve them, and what are we missing. To us, it's extremely important to stand by our BIPOC students, faculty, staff, and community members. And so we want to make sure that we are supporting both our local and immediate community, as well as our global community, by really influencing systematic change and creating that sustainable change in our processes. One of the ways in which we've really started to create this change is by embedding something called the Gopher Equity Project in all of our academics. And this particular project is actually a requirement for all first-year students to participate in right away their freshman year. And it dives deep into individual student identities and how students show up on our campus and the identities they bring with themselves, and potentially what innate privileges they might have with that identity. Outside the Gopher Equity Project, students are going to have a lot of opportunity to really dive deep into other areas of academic interest, such as our 150 majors and our 135 minors. They actually are split up between 8 freshmen admitting colleges, making it really easy for students to have a small community in a large campus. Our undergraduate enrollment is around 33,000 students, and our undergraduate freshman class is about 6,300 students every year. So we are a large school, a big school, we're a Big Ten school. However, we understand the importance of creating small community within a school of our size. We're a Research One institution as well too. 90% of the research that happens in the state of Minnesota goes through the University of Minnesota. And we've created some really big global impacts with our research, such as the retractable seatbelt, and more recently, creating COVID ventilators, a quick solution to the problem of ventilator shortage that we recently saw in the beginning of our COVID outbreak. We also have a 17-to-1 student to faculty ratio, and over 80% of our classes have less than 50 students, which is quite a triumph for an institution of our size. Now, we understand that not all students are going to want to be focused just on the classroom when they're here. And in fact, a lot of the experience that you have in college is outside the classroom, and that's what really adds a lot of breadth and depth to your experience. So we offer over 900 student groups and organizations. More than 200 of them are actually dedicated to cultural student groups. One of my favorites is actually called Canoe Rising. And this is actually a really important student group because while it's a lot of fun, especially for those of you that love nature, you want to get out and explore the waters and get into the lakes and the rivers and into the hills and really explore Minnesota. Canoe Rising actually focuses on it not only from an adventure perspective, but a sustainable perspective and an indigenous population perspective, and why these waters are so important to our tribal communities across Minnesota. The University of Minnesota is on tribal land. It's actually the homeland of the Dakota people. And so we want to make sure that we are respecting that and we are able to provide resources for our students. We offer a lot of opportunities for our students to really engage across campus through these variety of cultural centers, as well as through living and learning communities. Living and learning communities are a great way for you to be connected to people right away in your residence hall and an even smaller community. And then of course, we have a variety of opportunities for you to go abroad and really expand well beyond not just our campus, but also beyond the actual experience of the United States. You can go wherever you would like around the globe with over 200 opportunities in 60 different countries. Our location is really a prime for the Twin Cities as well, too. As you can see, we are in a major metropolitan area. My friends actually joke around that we're the Tri-Cities. It's the Minneapolis, St. Paul, and then the University of Minnesota. But we are actually nestled right between the two metropolitan areas. So you're not actually looking up at skyscrapers when you're walking to class, but you see them in the distance, which means all of that opportunity that comes along with a major metropolitan area, such as Fortune 500 companies, internships, or arts, culture, and theater are actually all right at your fingertips. And you can see the skyline right in the corner of our stadium as well, too. So you're that close. Now, how do you access all of this? Now, our freshman application for fall 2022 will become available this coming August, and you need one application for consideration for scholarships, honors, and for admission. We do not require the ACT for fall 2022 or SAT, and we do allow you to fully report all of your academics yourself, so you do not need to send your final high school transcript until you've chosen to come to the institution after your senior year. If you have any specific questions, you are always welcome to reach out to us about the process. We want to make sure this is the beginning of your journey and not the only time that we engage. So make sure to reach out to us at admissions.tc.umn.edu or just admissions@umn.edu, and we'd be happy to assist you further. And that is all for me.
Thanks, Ashley. Next up, we are going to hear from Missouri University of Science and Technology.
Hello, everyone. My name is Cindy Welch, and I am the Assistant Director of Regional Recruitment at Missouri University of Science and Technology, also known as Missouri S&T. Missouri S&T is located in Rolla, which is about halfway between St. Louis and Springfield, Missouri. Rolla is a small city with a population of just over 20,000 people inside the city limits, but we have about 8,000 students on campus and another 50,000 people that come from nearby communities for shopping and dining and all kinds of entertainment experiences. Rolla is part of the South Central Ozark Highlands, so you're going to find a lot of lakes and rivers and hills and mountains. People really enjoy camping, fishing, swimming, canoeing, kayaking, all kinds of other fun outdoor activities. We also have caves to explore, and we have zip lines. We have about 300 acres of city parks within the city limits, 10 miles of walking and biking trails. And so we really do have a nice balance of urban development with small town charm. So we think you'll find everything that you need here in Rolla, Missouri. Missouri S&T was founded in 1870 as one of the first technological universities west of the Mississippi. So this year we are celebrating 150 years. Missouri S&T is ranked the #1 public engineering university in the nation by pay scale, the #1 university in Missouri for alumni salary potential, the #1 public university in Missouri, and our students have the best starting salary of any university or college in Missouri, and #8 in the nation among all colleges and universities for annual return on investment. One really cool ranking that I really like is from the National Campus Safety Summit, where Missouri S&T was named the 20th safest campus in the nation. Missouri S&T is a medium-sized university. As I said, we have almost 8,000 students that come from all across the US and around the world. About 6,100 are undergraduate, and then around 1,500 or so each year we'll have in the graduate student PhD. We have a student to faculty ratio of 18:1, and our average class size is 30 students or less. S&T has 99 degree programs in 40 areas of study. In the College of Arts, Sciences, and Business, we have the sciences like biology, chemistry, physics. We have humanities and liberal arts, an AACSB accredited undergraduate business program, teacher certifications, pre-professional programs like pre-med, pre-law, pre-vet, and we also have a direct entry program into the St. Louis College of Pharmacy. But Missouri S&T is best known for our engineering programs. In the College of Engineering and Computing, we have 15 different engineering majors, as well as computer science and geology and geophysics. Last fall, we started a brand new program. It's a global engineering, and students can earn 2 bachelor degrees in 5 years. They'll get a BS in the engineering field of their choice, and a Bachelor of Arts in Interdisciplinary Studies with a minor in French or Spanish. And these students will study abroad 1 semester, and then they'll also have an engineering internship abroad another semester. And those will both be done in either France or Spain. S&T also offers several unique engineering minors, including biomedical engineering, explosives engineering, and humanitarian engineering. We have focused research in several areas, and undergraduates get to participate in research as early as their freshman year. S&T has over 250 clubs and organizations that you can get involved with. We have 19 student design teams where students develop their problem solving, teamwork, and business skills while designing all kinds of race cars, robots, rockets, canoes, bridges, all kinds of fun things. S&T has 15 NCAA Division II varsity athletic teams, and they place 5th all time among NCAA Division II colleges and universities for Capital I academic All-American selections. We also have intramural and club sports. About 23% of students participate in Greek life, and we also have theater, band, orchestra, art, and so much more. Missouri S&T has 2 career fairs each year, which are among the largest in the Midwest. Last year, over 4,000 different employers actively recruited S&T students at career fairs, on-campus events, and online through our job portal. The average starting salary for students graduating with a bachelor's degree is over $67,500. And students doing internships and co-ops will earn an average of $3,300 per month. S&T students go to work for Fortune 500 companies all across the US, including Amazon, Boeing, Google, NASA, SpaceX, and many more. We're still accepting applications for fall of 21, and students can apply test optional. You will apply free on our application or on the Common App, and we'll take our application all the way up until July 1st. For younger students, you can apply during the summer before your senior year. Typically, we have our application open during the month of June, and then of course the Common App opens in August. We are extending our test optional policy for fall of 22, and of course we accept AP, IB, dual enrollment, and all the rest of that good stuff. S&T is very affordable, and we offer excellent merit-based scholarships. Our most prestigious scholarship is $30,000 a year, renewable for 4 years, and you can find information about that listed there. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. We hope to see you soon. If I can answer any questions, please feel to reach out, and you can find everything on visit.mst.edu.
Thank you, Cindy. Next up, we are going to hear from Fairmont State University.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Teresa Twig. I'm an admissions counselor here at Fairmont State University, and I work with all students from the state of Michigan. I'm just going to quickly go over just the general Fairmont State University overview about our application, what's required for admission, as well as our enrollment process. So many of you may not have heard of Fairmont State University before. Fairmont State actually is in Fairmont, West Virginia, and we have a charming hilltop campus. Our campus is pretty small. It is located here in the north central part of West Virginia. And because of our location, we are surrounded by a lot of nature. There's several state parks near us. There's a lot of walking, hiking trails, things like that you're able to take part in. We're also not too far from places to go whitewater rafting, skiing, and snowboarding during the season. And we're pretty close to a couple major cities. So if you've heard of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, or Columbus, Ohio, we're about an hour from Pittsburgh and about 3.5 hours from Columbus or even Cleveland, Ohio. Our campus does sit on about 120 acres, and our campus is filled with trees. It's gorgeous during the fall, and right now, as our trees are starting to get blooms on them, we do have 5 different residence halls on our campus. So we have a wide range of living opportunities. We have anything from traditional housing to single suites as well as quad suites. If you are a resident on campus, you get a fully furnished room, self-controlled heating and air conditioning, as well as Wi-Fi throughout our whole campus and laundry services at no additional cost. So it makes it really nice not having to worry about carrying change around to go to the laundromat later. It's actually located right in your residence hall. Because of our size, our campus residents and even students that commute, once they're on campus, you're never more than a 5 to 10 minute walk to your classes, dining, recreation, and even athletic events. There's plenty of parking. And what's nice is no matter if you live here on campus or are a commuter student, you get your parking pass the first day of your freshman year. That is free, no additional costs. Those are actually built into your university fees, so you don't have to pay anything extra. You are able to bring your car to campus day 1 freshman year. The picture you're seeing here on the slide is the hub of our activities here at the Falcon Center. The Falcon Center, I consider the heart of our campus. You can find our dining hall, the Chick-fil-A, recreation center, our full-service Starbucks, campus bookstore, and several other student services all in this one location. And also to stay healthy, again, here at the Falcon Center, we offer fitness classes. We have a state-of-the-art fitness center, many different types of gyms. We actually have 3 gyms, a 1/4-mile track, a 7-lane lap pool. And again, we do in our pool area, we have a sauna and hot tub. We do offer over 50 undergraduate programs, over 100 different programs of study. We do offer several programs that you can't find anywhere else in the state of West Virginia. Some of those include national security and intelligence, community health education, architecture, and the FAA flight or Part 141 flight school. So here at Fairmont, you're sure to find a major that you'll love. And because of our size, you get a real world hands-on experience with state-of-the-art equipment sooner than you might at a larger institution. Our academic programs are equipped to equip you with critical thinking, reasoning skills, and high verbal and written abilities as well. If you're undecided, which many students are coming into college, we have something called the academic pathway. The academic pathway is a cluster of academic programs with overlapping research and creative interests and related coursework. These all will have similar pathways for careers, and students are able to explore an area of interest while staying on track to graduate. So therefore, you're going to save on those tuition dollars. And no matter the major that you choose, there's no reason not to be successful here at Fairmont State. We do offer several different opportunities for tutoring and testing services that are free for students. Last year, our tutoring center did provide over 1,000 hours of tutoring. And again, that is free to you as a student. Participating in a club or organization is not only a wonderful way to find a major or field that you love and explore them deeper, but also is going to build those friendships that are going to last you a lifetime. And as an alumni student from Fairmont State, I will tell you, being involved helps you get to know more about your campus as well. Fairmont State University does have over 50 different clubs and organizations, so you're sure to find an organization or club that you love. And if you can't find one, no worries. It's really easy to create a club or organization here on our campus. We also do have a very vibrant and active Greek community with social Greeks, professional and honorary Greek communities. We offer over a dozen different intramurals activities, including solo and team sports. And we also do have club sports where our teams will compete against other schools. And we also compete in the NCAA Division II Mountain East Conference as we take on all those challengers. And the best part is, as a student of Fairmont State, you only need your student ID card to be able to go into those games. Fairmont State University does have one of the lowest tuition rates in our state. And because of that, makes it very affordable. Let me quick go over here so you guys can see about the admission. When it comes to admission, it's a 2.0 overall GPA. Right now, we are test optional for fall 2021. We have not yet decided for fall 22, but we will have that on our social media outlets. For more information, please feel free to reach out to me. This is my email address as well as my cell phone, so feel free to call or text. Thanks so much for your time. Have a wonderful night. Bye, guys.
Thank you. And next up, we are going to hear from St. Louis University.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Richard Brown. I'm an admission counselor here at St. Louis University. I'm actually originally from Michigan, so I was born and raised in the Detroit area. Moved away about 6 or 7 years ago. Actually settled in St. Louis because it was a city that reminded me of Detroit. So if that's ever something you need to talk to someone about, the experience of moving to another city from Michigan, I did it, and everything worked out just fine. So a little bit about St. Louis University. So it is a medium-sized Catholic Jesuit institution with just over 8,000 undergraduate students. We are ranked as a top 50 school, which is pretty nice. We have 2 campuses, one located in St. Louis, which is the one I'm going to be speaking about today, and then another is located in Madrid, Spain. A lot of the information you hear today can be applied to Madrid, Spain, but I'll talk a little bit more about that later. We're also the second oldest Jesuit university, being founded way back in 1818. So that makes it actually the first university west of the Mississippi. And while we are classified as an urban campus, I think that we have a pretty traditional college campus feel. As you can see behind me, it's a picture of our campus where you see a lot of green space, fountains, a clock tower, and trees. But we are located right downtown St. Louis. So as a Jesuit institution, this is something I like to speak about because it is an integral part of who we are as an institution. So the Jesuits are actually the largest order of Catholic priests, and what it really means to be a Jesuit institution really has to do with our philosophy on education. So we believe in educating the entire person, academically, socially, physically, and spiritually. We believe in academic excellence, social justice, and being a person for others. And one way that we live out that Jesuit mission is through service. So our faculty, staff, and students just last year gave 1.98 million hours of community service because they just want to make a difference. So community service isn't required at SLU in any of the programs, but it's just something that naturally happens as just being a Billiken and being part of the Jesuit mission. Now, that being said, even though we are a Catholic institution, we are home to all faith. Only about 40% of our students identify as Catholic. So we have resources on campus to help you find whatever sort of faith that you're looking for, even if it means no faith. We just want to help you grow as a person. So now what we offer academically. So we have over 90 undergraduate programs. All of them are direct entry. So from the moment you start in that program, you are in it. So School of Nursing, you're in it from the get-go. Engineering school, you're in it right away. Some of our popular majors are physical therapy program, biology, accounting, aerospace engineering is extremely popular, nursing, and then we have a flight school here that's extremely popular. So some that are a little unique is our nursing program, our physical therapy program, and our occupational therapy program. The reason those are unique are because those you can only get into your freshman year, that first semester. Since those are accelerated programs, the nursing being a 4-year program, physical therapy being a 6-year doctoral program, and occupational therapy being a 5-year master's program. Those you have to apply to and get into your freshman year, so you can't transfer. But most of our majors do have hands-on learning, such as internships, clinicals, and research. Some quick examples of that is students in our aerospace engineering program utilize a wind tunnel during their senior design project. School of Business offers expansive internships. We have 9 different Fortune 500 companies in St. Louis. So being in an urban area like some of our other institutions just make that a really, really great resource for students to take advantage of. Students in the School of Nursing complete about 300 hours in clinicals starting their second semester of their sophomore year, some of them being on campus. We have a hospital located on campus that just opened this last fall. And with that hospital and that new lab space, we are a top research university. So you can start research as early as your first semester, your freshman year. In fact, we're one of only 9 Catholic schools to receive a Carnegie classification of higher or highest research activity. So research is integral to who we are as a person, or who we are as an institution. So speaking about student involvement, we are a D1 sports team, or a sports institution. While we don't have football anymore, I always like to throw in a little joke that SLU, way back in the early 1900s, actually invented the forward pass in football. And that was the only thing we gave the sport, because now we don't have it anymore. So you can thank us for that. In addition, we have approximately 30 club sports and 50 intramural programs. There are many ways to be involved with athletics, including even going to our games at Schaefer's Arena, which our basketball stadium is located on campus. If you're not into athletics, we have 150 different student organizations on campus. They range from cultural programs, government, media, sports, service, Greek, and more. Speaking of Greek life, we do have 7 of each fraternity, sororities, and 10 multicultural fraternities. Approximately 1/5 of our student participates in Greek life in some fashion. So as I mentioned earlier, we do have a campus in Madrid, Spain. So this is a little different because it's not a satellite campus. It's 2 separate universities. They're basically a sister university for us. They're called St. Louis University Madrid. We are a study abroad friendly campus, and that obviously is going to be the most popular one. So about 60 to 80%, depending on the year, of our students study abroad. And SLU does our absolute best to make sure that all of your aid travels with you. So the only thing we want you to really worry about is that plane ticket there. So you can obviously study abroad in SLU Madrid, and that includes nursing during your clinicals. You can study abroad in SLU Madrid or at 45 other locations around the world. Now, how do you become a Billiken? So first, you can start off by applying, which seems pretty obvious. You can use the SLU application or our Common App. Both are free. Both are readily or just accepted as the other. So there's no benefit to one or the other. We need your application, an essay, and your official high school transcript. So you're going to hear that a lot. We are test optional for the next couple years. So that's something to be aware of. International students do need to provide some English proficiency for us. We recommend letters of recommendation, a resume, and an interview. And that priority deadline for a lot of those programs is December 1st. So I know that was just a quick intro to who SLU is as an institution, but I hope you got something out of it, and I'll put some of my information in the chat.
Thanks, Richard. And unfortunately, Glenville State College was unable to make it this evening. So I'm going to have the 5 presenters that already presented join me back on camera to answer a question or two for our audience before we end for the evening. And the first question I have for you all is, what is your favorite event or tradition on campus? So if we want to start with the University of Iowa and then just go in the order in which you presented, that would be great.
Sure. Thank you, Kelsey. So my favorite tradition, so as you can see, the football stadiums in the background. Iowa Wave came about a few years back. And after the first quarter, everyone in the stands, including our opposing fans, teams, referees, players, or what have you, would turn around and wave at the little kiddos who have cancer. There's a hospital that is right next to our stadium that overlooks our field. And so on the 12th floor, the top floor, those families are waving down to the stadium, and we're waving back up at them. This is let them know that we care about them. And it's just an organic thing that happened. And so one of our fans thought it would be a great idea to start this tradition, and won the Disney Award a few years back as being the best tradition in college football or in sports. So it's pretty cool.
I'm assuming we're going to go in order of which we presented, so I apologize if I missed that, but I'll go ahead and go then. I would have to say our favorite tradition, or my favorite tradition on campus, actually is Spring Jam. So at the University of Minnesota, we loved homecoming so much, we essentially created a spring version of it. And homecoming in the fall really centers around alumni and welcoming back that 500,000 alumni body and celebrating, all that they have done as a Gopher for Life, as well as involving our current student body. But Spring Jam is really student-centric and focused on our students on campus. And there's a variety of Battle of the Band competitions, Ballyhoo, which is like a dance competition that has been done as well too. And then they actually have a variety of other like fun intramural type sports that take place. And it all is a week-long activities that all like leads up to one big event known as Spring Jam, which is where all of the final selections of bands and so forth will perform. We bring in a variety of carnival based vendors such as Ferris wheels and cheese curds. Got to thank Wisconsin for that, and a variety of other activities for our seniors and students to just really celebrate the end of the year.
So at Missouri S&T, we're probably best known for St. Patrick's Day. We have been celebrating St. Patrick's Day for 113 years. St. Patrick was the patron saint of engineers. And since we started out as an engineering school, and that's pretty much about 75% of our students are engineers. So every year it's the best ever St. Pat's. So this year it was the 113th best ever St. Pat's. And so they do some really funny things. One of the things they do is about a week before St. Pat's, they start killing snakes. They're fake anyway. In order to kill a snake this year, you had to hit it 113 times to kill the snake. So kind of fun stuff there. Second thing, similar, we have like a great big celebration of nations where students from all across the world that go to come here to S&T have a parade down our main street. We have all kinds of different food, so we're celebrating all of those as well. Those are kind of two, but quickly two.
So here at Fairmont State, we have something called the Victory Bell. And the Victory Bell actually used to be rang after every victory. And after it stopped working, they relocated it to the center of our campus. And now it's a way for our organizations, especially our Greek life, to kind of advertise what events are going on, things like that. So being a student that's gotten to paint the bell before, it's one of those things like you have to do it at night, at dark, normally 1, 2 in the morning. And you used to have to fight for the bell. Now we do have a schedule, so it's a little more defined. But I remember back in the day fighting for the bell. And if you were the one that had your letters on the bell in the morning, it was, triumph. So it was our own victory. But it's definitely something to look at. It's kind of one of the picturesque places here on our campus. So that's probably my favorite tradition.
Here at SLU, it's actually a new one. It started in the last like 5 or 6 years. And it starts during the few days before classes start, but students have already moved in, and it's called Walk the Arch. And so we're relatively close to the Arch. We're about a 20-minute walk away, which seems really far until about 500 students all walk to the Arch together and have this big picnic. And the first couple of years, it was not SLU sponsored. Just a bunch of students got together and decided they wanted to do this, and then more students followed. And so this year, SLU's kind of waiting there with like food trucks are lined up for all these SLU students. And it's a nice excuse for, at least a couple of years ago, for me to get out of my office and walk to the Arch and have a food truck for lunch. So that's really great. It's getting more and more popular now. Obviously, this last year, I don't think that they did it, but this year they're really excited about that.
Thank you all for sharing. And I'm going to ask one last question. If you guys just want to quickly give a piece of advice to all of our audience watching. So what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And if you guys just want to give one piece of advice in the order in which you presented.
Ask questions, reach out to your admission contact person. That I feel like the best advice, because there's going to be so much information and you can easily get confused. So just making sure that you reach out. As you can see, we all are nice people. So we'll be willing to chat with you and help you through the process.
Yeah, I would echo what Marcus said. And on top of that too, don't get distracted by name brands or what your peers are doing. That is the best advice I can say, as I spent way too much of my time focusing on where my peers were going to college versus actually exploring the best fit for me. And, a little secret, I don't keep in contact with any of those peers anymore. So it really doesn't matter what they ended up doing when they were 17 years old, because I haven't seen them in more than that since then. So I would highly encourage you to find the fit for you. You have 4 really great options in front of you right now, and you have a lot of other options to really explore out there. So don't be afraid to ask questions, really reach out to us. Make sure that you are going on campus tours to the best of the ability you have, exploring them virtually, taking advantage of all of those options to really just find the place that's going to be a fit for you. Because it's not just going to be an opportunity for the next 4 years, it's going to be an opportunity for lifelong engagement. And so you really want to make sure it's a place that's for you and not for anybody else.
I usually give a couple different pieces of information to students, and one of the biggest ones I can tell you is apply early. Most students wind up leaving a lot of scholarships on the table because they didn't apply soon enough. And so as soon as you are able to apply for admission to the different schools you're interested in, apply, keep up with your admissions counselor, make sure that you're applying for all the scholarships that you're eligible to receive. That's my best advice for a quick one.
Yeah, definitely kind of piggybacking off of what everybody said. Get out, visit your schools. I know we're all kind of zoomed out and, everything, but make sure if you can't travel to that school, make sure you see what it's like virtually. Admission counselors definitely are underutilized sometimes. So definitely make sure you're reaching out to us by call, text, email, whatever that resource is. If we give you a call, try to reach back out to us. We, like Marcus said, we're all very friendly people. We're all happy no matter where you go. As long as you're following your dreams, we're going to make sure you get there. So thank you again.
Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't do this for a living if we didn't like doing it. So we want to help you. My biggest piece of advice would be, and I think that all the other counselors can agree, that COVID has fundamentally changed how the college admission process is going to moving forward. So your options have never been more wide open, as far as you might not have ever thought you wanted to go 4 or 5 states away. And now almost every single school, at least every school that I know of, has options to set up if you can't visit there, a virtual visit. We now will have a virtual chat with you at any point in time. It's never been easier to discover some great options from schools that you've never thought of. And I think Ashley said it best. Don't listen to what your peers are doing. Our goal is to make sure that you find the best fit for you. And like Teresa said, even if it's not us, we're just happy that you're continuing your education in some way. So don't feel bad, but use us. That's our jobs, and our passion is this field. So please utilize us.
Thank you all for sharing that wonderful advice. I hope our students take it and run with it because it is really useful. And thank you everyone for joining us this evening. When you close out of this window, there'll be a link to a very quick 4-question survey where we'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. This was just one of many different sessions being hosted this evening, so please be sure to sign up for more. In about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording, as well as all the other sessions recordings at strivescan.com/Michigan. Thank you all so much, and thank you to our wonderful panelists for sharing your evening with us. I hope everyone has a great night.